Hey guys, this is a 8th grade standard, 8th grade task, solving systems of equations by elimination with multiplication. So this task involves multiplication. So basically what that means is we have to get it to a point where one of the variables, either x or y, has to be in a position where they can cancel each other out. Right now they're not. Either one of them can cancel each other out if we were to add them or subtract them. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at basically a variable that has the potential to be canceled out. So like for example, 7 and 9 can't be canceled out as it is, obviously. But here's the thing. You can't really multiply. You would have to multiply the top and bottom by a different number to get it to be the same number. For example, 7 and 9 can both go into 63. So you have to multiply the top by 9, the bottom by 7. And here's the other thing, is you'd have to change one of the signs. That's too much work, okay, to get to that point. You could do it, but it's a lot of work. Recommendation is you want to pick a variable like 3 and 6 that can go into each other. Like for example, 3 can go to 6. So all you would have to do is multiply the top by a -2 to make this -6x. And that's the goal. You want to get to a point where you can basically multiply by an integer, and then you can add them together to cancel it out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this one right here, the top one, and then we're going to basically just multiply it by -2. I'm going to do that on the side here. Okay. So, and normally what I do is I just do it right on here. But because I've drawn I've written this so close to the bracket here, there's really no room for me to write this down. So I'm just going to rewrite this one again. It's not a big deal. So -2. So if I multiply this by -2, I get -6x. Okay. So here's the key though. If you multiply that by -2, that means everything in that equation, all three terms of that equation, is going to have to be multiplied by -2 as well. Just like you did when we subtracted the bottom one from the other lesson. When we subtracted the bottom one, everything became negative, or all the signs at least changed. So 6x minus 9y equals 9. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything by -2. We're going to distribute the -2 basically, and that's going to become -6x plus 14y minus 4. And then you're basically going to add both lines together. All right, both equations. This is going to cancel out. You've got 14y minus 9y is 5y. -4 plus 9 is 5. Divide both sides by 5. Basically, it's just a one-step equation, y equals 1. And then what you're going to do is just plug this back in into one of the equations to find out the other variable, x. I'm going to plug it in the first one. Might as well. So 3x minus 7 times 1 equals 2. So I've got 7 times 1 is 7, so it's just 3x minus 7 equals 2. Now you've got a two-step equation. 3x equals 9, divide both sides by 3, x equals 3. So you've got basically 3 comma 1 is the solution. Okay. Number 2. So here, if you look at the x's, there's really nothing you can multiply them by to cancel it out. You would have to multiply both of them by a different number, and it's just too much work. If you look here though, you've got y and 3y. Well, if you multiply the top by -3 right here, this will become -3y, and that's what you want to do. So you're going to multiply everything by -3. So I'm going to multiply everything by -3. So let me write that down. -3 times -3x plus y equals 11. So we multiply everything, we get 9x minus 3y equals negative 33. And then you're going to combine your second. I just, instead of writing it down like I did up here, I'm just going to write it down once over here. Save myself some time here. Okay. There we go. So we're going to basically combine, we're going to basically add those two now. We got 11x. This cancels out. We got negative 44. This is a one-step equation. 11 times something equals negative 44. X has to be negative 4. Plug this back into one of the equations. I'll plug it into the first one. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. So basically it's 12 plus y equals 11. Subtract 12 from both sides. I've got y equals negative 1. And now I've got my ordered pair. I've got negative 4, negative 1. So negative 4, comma, negative 1 is my solution. And then last but not least, let me get this down just a little bit. So there we go. This one, you're going to end up with a fraction. It's not going to go perfect. Let me see if I can hit the focus button on this one real quick. Sorry. All right, just want to make sure it's about the same. Okay. So here, same thing. You've got several different options actually. You could multiply the top by 2 to get this to be 2y, and then that would cancel each other out here. You could multiply the bottom by a negative 3, and that would make this a negative 9x. So that's nice because you have an option. So you've got, and it kind of depends on what you want to do. Really, honestly, it won't matter which direction you go. You'll end up with the same answer, same result. So I'm just going to multiply the top by 2, just because it's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. So I'm going to multiply the top by positive 2. Okay, I'm going to end up with 18x plus 2y equals 18. Then I'm going to add that second equation to it. We've got 21x. This cancels out, and this becomes positive 7. Yeah, positive 7. Okay. Then I need to divide both sides by 21. That's where the fraction comes in. So x equals 7 over 21, or 1/3 in lowest terms. So that's what x is. My recommendation is I would not change this to a decimal. If you do that, it's going to be repeating, and when you try to plug it back in, it might give you a problem. It's possible. Some calculators, do well with it, but most don't. So I'm going to plug this 1/3 back into one of the equations. I can plug it back in the second one here. It won't matter. 3 times 1/3 minus 2y equals negative 11. Now 3 times 1/3 is just 3 over 3, which is just 1. So this is 1 minus 2y equals negative 11. So we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. Negative 2y equals negative 12. Divide both sides by negative 2. Right? It's a one-step equation. You're going to end up with y equals 6. So it's going to be, this is x, this is y, so this is 1/3, comma 6. All right. That one's a little bit crazy, mainly because we have a fraction here. So hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. I know it went kind of fast towards the end. I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you later. God bless. Bye-bye.